So, hi guys. So these are the 20 questions on vectors. 20 questions on vectors, typical questions of University of Ibadan on vectors. So let's start snapping because we don't have more time. So number one, it said, don't worry, I'm going to copy the questions in the description below this video. I want to copy so you can follow anytime you're watching this video. And I try to solve it even before watching the correction. So let's go. So number one, they said if x is a vector, so you say if x is a vector and y is a scalar, and y is a scalar, z is equal to xy. Then they asked what is z? A vector, B scalar, C vector or scalar, D not a quantity. So what this question is trying to test is your knowledge on the the multiplication of vectors. Like vector dot vector gives vector, vector dot vector gives scalar, vector dot scalar always gives vector. So I'm giving you example on this, like force is a vector, mass is a scalar, acceleration is a vector. So the scalar dot vector will always be vector. So in this question they asked, they said x is a vector, y is a scalar, and z is equal to xy. So if z is equal to xy and x is vector, y is scalar. So vector dot scalar is what? Vector. So that's why z is vector. So the correct answer is option A, vector. So z is a vector because z is the product of vector. Vector is the product of vector dot scalar. So z is a vector. So question number two, they said if three forces F1, okay. They said if three forces, F1 is equal to 4i minus g, F2 is equal to minus 3i plus 2g, and F3 is equal to minus 3g, that will be 0i minus 3g. Then they asked find the resultant. This is very easy. The resultant, FR, the resultant will just be F1 plus F2 plus F3. Then we add all this together, 4i minus 3i plus 0i, that's I. So this marker um, so, so it's 4i minus 3i, that will be I minus g plus 2g minus 3, that minus 4g plus 2g, that's minus 2g. So this is the resultant vector, I minus 2g. Resultant vector is f is equal to I minus 2g. I minus 2g. So to look for the resultant, just be the square root of the square. Just like your normal Pythagoras thing. So we have a square root, have a square root, have a square root of 1 square, 1 square plus 2 square. That's square root of 5. 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4. That's square root of 5. That's square root of 5. I know that square root of 5 is 2.23 So the answer there is option A. The answer is 2.23. So question number 3. Question number 3. It says question number 3 says question number 3 says if R if R is 2I, if R is 2I plus 3J, this matters are stressed out. So question number 3 says if R is equal to 2I plus 3J, 2I plus 3J, and F is equal to 3I plus 2J. Then it said find torque. And you know that torque T is equal to R cross F. I've told you it's R cross F, not F cross R. So you know that T is R cross F. So we are going to do the vector product, which is matrix. Vector product of R cross F. So let's do that. That will be I J K. I J K. So put 2 here, put 3 here. J, put 3 here, put 2 here, and 0, 0. Because they don't have a K. 2 here, 3. 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 3 here, 3 here, 2 here, 0, 0. So looking at this, if you take I cover this. 3 times 0, 0, 0 minus 2 times 0, which is also 0, 0. If you do the same for G, have minus G, plus here is minus here is plus. If you do the same for minus G, that will be also 0, because 2 times 0, you cover here, cover here, cover here, cover here. If you do this. 2 times 0 is 0, 0 minus 3 times 0 is also 0, 0. But if you do for K, so then we cover here and cover here. We are left with 2, 3, 3, 2. So that will be 2 times 2, 4. Look at how I'm doing it, because some people have problem with matrix. It's very easy. Just cover here and cover here. We are left with these four elements. So 2 times 2, 4 minus. There's always a minus here. There's always a minus here. So 3 times 3, 9. That's 9. So imagine if this was, if let's say if this was minus 3 now, that would be 2 times 2, 4. 4 minus, there's always a minus 9. So that will be 4 plus 9. But in this question, there's no minus here. So I'm just doing that for people that don't understand vector very so that's 4 minus 9, and that's minus 5k. So in the option, there's, I think there's minus 5 there. The option there's minus 5 there. Let me snap. The option there's minus 5 there. Yes, and the answer is option D. So that's why the answer is actually option D. That's why the answer is actually option D. So number 4, it said when two vector quantities move in different direction, they are said to be dash and has an angle of dash between them. So if let's say this vector A moves in this direction and vector B moves in this direction. So looking at this now, yes, we know that parallel lines do not meet, but these parallel lines they are moving in opposite directions. So I want to consider them anti-parallel. Why? Because they are moving in opposite directions. So if the lines were moving like this, these are parallel lines. But because they are moving in opposite direction, take a look at the direction. That's anti-parallel. So you answer the first question. I say, what is the angle between them? We all know that in a parallel line, the angle between them is 0 degree. But in an anti-parallel line, the angle between them is actually 180 degree. So let me show you a few tricks on how you know that the angle is 180 degree. So if you want this direction to face this direction, you want this vector to face this direction. If you turn this vector like this, you turn it upward first, that's 90 degree. Then you turn it here, that's also 90 degree. So 90 plus 90, that's 180 degree. So they have 180 degree between them. And that's option D. Sorry, that's option E. Anti-parallel and 180 degree. Don't worry, I'll copy the questions in the description below this video. So number 5 says if both components of vectors are negative, then their resultant lies in A first quadrant, B second quadrant, C third quadrant, D fourth quadrant. Let's analyze that. It said if both vectors are negative, so this is the four cardinal points. You know that this is the positive x axis, the negative x axis, the positive y axis, and the negative y axis. So it said if both components of vectors are negative, that means x axis is negative, y axis is negative. Then the resultant will always be between the vectors because this is negative, so it's always going to negative. If it's positive, positive, it's negative. If it's positive, negative, it will be positive, negative. It's lying in this direction. If it's negative y axis, positive y axis, it's lying in this direction. But the question says if the both of the components are negative, so x axis is negative, y axis is negative. So this will be the resultant. Then the resultant lies in, we all know from our secondary school mathematics that this is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, the third and the fourth quadrant. So the answer is third quadrant, and that's option C. So number six, number six. Yeah, this number six is a very tricky question, but it's not even that tricky. It's just testing your knowledge on, on magnitude. So it said I minus G minus 3K is equal to. So just looking at, if you see this type of question, you should know what to do. They are asking for the magnitude of this vector. And magnitude is very easy, as I've told you before, that it is the square root of a square. So square root of a square, that just like Pythagoras. So that will be the equation in the front of I is 1. So that's 1 square minus 1 square also. Plus, but even if you can just make it 1 square, but if you square it minus, it's also plus. And minus 3 square, minus 3 square plus minus 3 square. So that we're going to get 1 square plus 1 square plus 3 square. And that's 9, then 11. That's root 11. And the option there, the answer is C. 6 is C. So number 7, it said a force of 10 Newton acts in the positive direction. A force of 10 Newton acts in the positive axis. In the positive axis, move a body translationally. The component of the force in the vertical axis is. A lot of people, yeah. So they said A, let's analyze the options. They said A, the answer is 10 sine theta Newton. B, 10 cos theta Newton. C, 10 Newton. D, none of the above. So let's analyze the question. Say the force of 10 Newton, this is the body, this is the moving body. Okay, I hope you can see. So this is the moving body. I say a force of 10 Newton acts in the positive direction to move a body translationally. This is the positive x axis positive x axis. And don't forget that it is moving the positive x axis. It doesn't have any business with the vertical axis. Why? Because if you consider the cardinal point, it's just moving in this direction. It doesn't have business with the vertical axis. It's until when it is moving between the vertical and horizontal axis, that when you can have f cos theta, f sin theta. But here it is moving only in the vertical axis. So the question asks the component of the force in the vertical axis is something moving horizontally. And you're asking us what's the component vertically. The answer is definitely zero. It does not have, so the answer in the option is 10 is none. Some people will choose, because I say vertical axis, some just jump on 10 sine theta. And that's wrong. That's why I intentionally put it as option B. So question number 8, it said dot product of two non-zero vectors is zero when the angle between them is. We all know that A dot B is equal to AB cos theta. So they said when the angle between them, they said the dot product is going to be zero when the angle between them is. So let's do that. Cos zero. We all know that cos zero is 1, but cos 90 is 0. So that's the dot product is going to be 0 when the angle between them is 90, because cos 90 is 0. And that's option D. Option D. So option 9, this one is testing your knowledge on talk. It said R cos F is equal to minus 2k. F cross R is equal to 3k. And I said find the torque on the body if R is the perpendicular distance in meter and force is in Newton. So they give me R plus F plus R. Then say A 3k, A 3k, B minus 2k, C 2k, and D. Resultant, resultant, resultant of both value. Resultant of both value. This one is just testing our knowledge on torque. That torque is R cross F, not F cross R. So looking at this question, R cross F is minus 2k. So the torque is actually minus 2k. And that's option B. Not F cross R, which is 10k, which is option B. It is not. This is wrong. This is correct. R cross F, not F cross R. So question number 10. We said the cross product of I cross J cross I, and J cross K is, this is going to be very, very easy if you know the vector, if you know our vector circle, which I'm going to upload after this video. So this is the vector circle is I, J, K, and it is moving anti-clockwise. Yes, it's moving anti-clockwise. It is anti-clockwise. No, it is moving anti-clockwise. It's moving anti-clockwise. Yes, it's moving anti-clockwise. No, that is anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise is moving like this. So they said I cross J, giving K. So this is K, J cross I, J cross I. That the sign will now reverse. If I cross J is K, J cross I will be minus because it is opposing the real movement of the circle. So it's going to give minus, so J cross I minus K, J cross K, J cross K. This one is following the circle. J cross K, it will be I. So the correct option there is K minus K. K minus K. Yes, the correct option there is option D. The questions are below the description of this video, so you can follow it. So that's just it about question 11. It said the scalar product of two vectors are maximum when scalar product is also called dot product, and they said they are maximum when, so let's analyze that. A dot B is equal to AB cos theta. So this let me explain this concept for you. The product of this is going to be maximum when this angle, when cos theta, all of cos theta is 1. Why? Because cos theta cannot pass 1. It has to be 0.5, 0.01, 0. The maximum value of sin anything, cos anything, apart from tan, because tan is not like a truth function. But those are understand mathematics. Those are the formats. So cos theta and sin theta, their maximum value can be 1. So if that one, if it's just like saying this is 5, this is times 2, that's a cos 60. Cos 60 is 0.5. It will decrease this pen to 5. If you have cos 30, that will be 0.860. 0.860. I know 0.860 is going to decrease the value. So when you say the maximum value, that value that is going to make cos theta just 1. And they said the scale and that value is cos 0 actually. That value is cos 0. Let me confirm that. Yes, cos 0 is 1. So that value is cos 0. But in the options, they didn't give it as degree. They said A if they are parallel, B if they are perpendicular, C if they are anti-parallel, and D 60 degrees to each other. Doesn't know that can rule that D out 60 degrees to each other. Very wrong. So let's analyze. They say option A if they are parallel. If they are parallel, they have what angle between them? 0 degree. 0 degree. If they are perpendicular, they have what angle between them? 90 degree. And if they are anti-parallel, they have what angle between them? 180 degree. And from what I explained just recently, the answer should be 0 degree. So the answer is parallel. And that was option A. So 12. This 12. 12, they said I dot K cross G. So let's just analyze K cross G. K cross, let me write the option. A is 1, B is 0, C is minus 1, and D is minus I. And note that this minus 1, this minus I, this 1 is 0. So K cross G is actually our vector circle I, J, K. So it's moving anti-clockwise. So K cross G is opposing the normal circle. K cross G is I, that will be minus I. Then he said minus I dot. You know, we've done this. We've calculated this as K cross G is minus I. That's I dot bracket minus I. And I dot minus I is what? I was 1. That's 1. The negative sign here, that's minus 1. Minus 1. If you have J dot J 1, K dot K 1, I dot J 0, I dot j zero. If they are same is one, if they are different is zero for dot product. So that's that on that. So the answer is minus one. So that's why I put minus one. So let's move on to the next question. I have no time. So how many PM? How many PM is equivalent to 500 PM? There's a video I uploaded on Semantics YouTube channel where I convert decometer to pentameter. I said decometer is 10 to the power minus 12 and pentameter is 10 to the power 15. So in doing this, it's just like saying 500 pentameter. I want to cancel using the chain link conversion method. I want to cancel the pentameter. So we said how many pentameters? That was 10 to the power 15. 10 to the power 15 is that's one pentameter. That's 10 to the power 15. One pentameter. But one cancel the pentameter. Also want to cancel the meter. So that's 10 to the power cancel 90. That's 10 to the power minus 12. Minus 12. 10 to the power minus 10 to the power minus 12 meter. That's 1 meter. 1,500 to be in this meter. So this one cancel this one cancel this. That's 500 times 10 to the power 15 minus according to this that's 500 times 10 to the power 15 minus 15 that's 15 plus 12 that's 27. So what doing this by that 500 times 10 raised to the power 29 equal meter. Equal meter. And that's option B. There's a video I uploaded on this, so just a bonus. So 15 they said if a physical quantity is dimensionless, then it has a dimension of 0, B it is a constant, C it is not a pure number, D, A and C, E none of the above. If a quantity is dimensionless, that's a if a physical quantity is dimensionless, it has a dimension of 1, it's a pure number. That is n raised to the power 0, n raised to the power 0, c raised to the power 0, n raised to 0, 0, 0, n raised to the power 0 is equal to 1. So if a physical quantity is dimensionless, it has a dimension of 1. So yeah, A is wrong. A said it has a dimension of 0, wrong. B is a constant, wrong. C is not a pure number, wrong. It is a pure number. If it's a dimension, it's a pure number. D said A and C, E is none of the above. Answer is none of the above. So 16, they said which of these is a vector? A, electric field. Anything field, anything field, electric field, gravitational field, magnetic field is always a vector. So A is a vector. B, which of these is vector? A is electric field. B said work. Work is not a vector, work is scalar. C said gravitational field, gravity field. I said anything field is a vector. So D said A and C. That's it. A and C. And he said all of the above. The answer is actually A and C because electric field and gravitational field are all vectors. And he said field. So 16. Which of these is true? He said vector quantities have magnitude but no direction. Is that true? Wrong. Vector quantities have both magnitude and direction. Scalar has magnitude, but scalar does not indicate direction. B. The magnitude of a vector is a scalar. Hmm. Come back to that. C. Work is a vector quantity because no, we don't even complete the sentence. If you say, if you just read work is a vector quantity, that's wrong because work is actually a scalar quantity. D. Displacement is always longer than distance. No, displacement is shortest distance possible. So if I move like this, and I start from here and I end here. This is my distance, this is my displacement. The displacement is always shorter. Displacement is either equal to distance or shorter than distance. It's never greater than distance because this can be my distance and this can also be my displacement. It's possible. But I can move like this. Where I start from my end, here, this is my displacement, this is my distance. So distance, displacement might be equal to distance or shorter than distance. It's never longer than distance. So yeah, it says displacement is always longer than distance. Wrong. So let's go back to option B. It said the magnitude of a vector is a scalar. That's very, very much correct. Why? Because let's take velocity for as an example. Velocity is Velocity is like speed. So I can have 5 meter per second and 5 meter per second due not. So if I said the guy moves 5 meter per second, let's say they are chasing a thief, and I said the guy just passed the road with his vehicle moving at 5 meter per second. And everybody will be like, where did he pass? But if I say, okay, he passed 5 meter per second due not, then the police will face not and pass that route also. So that's why this is a scalar and this is a vector. But you know that magnitude is talking about a value, just value. That's the meaning of magnitude, value. Direction is not magnitude. Magnitude is just talking about value. So if I say it's moving 5 meter per second, that's its magnitude. So for velocity now, if I say find the magnitude of a velocity, if I say find the magnitude of a velocity, you don't need to indicate the direction. I'm just looking for the magnitude, which is the value, and that is 5 meter per second. And you should also know that scalar is only magnitude. So scalar, which is speed, is also 5 meter per second. That's why the magnitude of a velocity, the magnitude of a vector, sorry, the magnitude of a vector is always a scalar. The magnitude of a vector is a scalar. Velocity is not, and that's why we can use velocity and speed interchangeably. But if in your O level they ask you to find the velocity, they say find the magnitude of the velocity. But those times we just read it as find the magnitude, we don't even know the magnitude. Magnitude is the value and direction is what indicates the focal point. So when you say find the magnitude of a vector, we're talking about a scalar. So correct option is option B. The magnitude of a vector is a scalar. Question 18. Say if vector A is 15 Newton, if vector A is 15 Newton and vector B is 30 Newton, find the resultant. Resultant is just using, the Pythagoras theorem. BA squared plus BB squared. And that's 50 squared plus 30 squared all squared root. And that is, we do that on my calculator. 50 squared plus 30 squared all squared root. That's 58.31. That's 58.31. On the option A said 18 Newton. For the guys that will add it, 50 plus 30 18 Newton, that's wrong. Option B says 20 Newton. For the guys that will subtract, that's wrong. Option C said 150 Newton. For the guys that also like picking option in the middle. And option D said none of the above. The answer is option none of the above because the resultant is 8.31 Newton. So we have this question now. Question 19. It said the magnitude of a velocity. The magnitude of a velocity is A acceleration, B velocity, C speed, D momentum, E force. I already explained this earlier, so pick your answer. The magnitude of a velocity is. The answer is actually speed. And I already explained why. The magnitude of velocity is just talking about the value. That's meter per second. It could be 10 meter per second, if you have 5 meter per second, 15 meter per second. Speed is also 15 meter per second, 10 meter per second, without indicating direction. So the magnitude of velocity is actually speed, because the magnitude of a vector is a scalar quantity, and the scalar of velocity is speed. Speed. That's why the answer is speed. Actual speed. So 20. You said which of these options has only vectors? Let's analyze the option. Option A said work, pressure, and electric current. Electric current. Option B said area, energy, and electric field. Option C says area, electric field and torque. And option D, gravitational field, gravity field, torque, and pressure. Torque and pressure. So they say which of these options has only vectors. So we are looking for the option that has only vectors, just vectors. So let's look at this question, these options. Option A, work. Work is a scalar quantity. So option A automatically pass. Pressure also is a scalar quantity. Electric current also is a scalar quantity. So area here now. Area. Okay. Come back to this. Come back to this. We come back to option B and option C. There's something I want to explain. Let's look at option D. Gravitational field. Anything field is a vector quantity. Yes. Torque. Vector. Yes. Pressure. Scalar. So this out. So let's look at option B and option C. Looking at option B, this like for those that actually attended this question, that actually know their vector and their scalar quantities very well, we'll be left with these two options, these two competing options. There. Which one will I choose? Which one will I choose? Which one will I choose? Some will go for this. Which one will I choose? So look at this. Energy. Is energy a vector or a scalar? Energy is a scalar. What is a scalar? Energy is definitely a scalar. But electric field is a vector quantity. So this is having a scalar. So we are going to cancel it. But before I cancel that, I want you to know the difference between area and surface area. Surface area is just like the surface area. Surface area is just like the one you know in mathematics. You have your rectangle, you look for the area, look for the area, which is the product between the y-axis and the x-axis. So this will be length, this will be breadth. So the area is just the product of the y-axis and the x-axis, that's length and breadth. And that breadth, there's a look for the one of the circle, we have spiral square, look for the one of the square, that's L square, look for the one of the triangle, half this and that. So that those ones are surface area, and the surface area is scalar quantity. Surface area is scalar quantity. But when we are talking about area is like surface area is scalar quantity, but area itself, area is a vector quantity. Let me explain. Remember this formula of n to n a b maybe cos theta something like that in electric field, electric and magnetic field. That is the number of the turnings, the magnitude of the electric, the magnitude of the magnetic field intensity, flux density, and this is area. The area here is actually any big cosine theta, any cos theta, something like that. So the area here is actually a vector quantity. Yes, the area is actually a vector quantity because area in a magnetic field or electric field is actually a vector quantity, but surface area is a scalar quantity. So here we eliminated this option because of energy. Here we are limited because of work and pressure. Here we are limited because of only pressure. But here, torque is the area is actually a vector quantity. Electric field is actually and torque is also a vector quantity. So the answer is option C. So these are the 20 vectors on these are 20 questions of vectors. If you got everything before the correction, kudos to you, bravo. And if you followed the correction, yes, you will learn from your mistakes and you will do better next time. So thank you. For any questions you don't understand, you can just drop your comments below this video and give us a thumbs up if you understand everything. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.